April 2023 video horoscope with me, Lada from AstroladaOfficial. Guys, April eclipse season starts. Wow, we're gonna have the first eclipse in Aries, the first with North Node since 18 years ago. So big shifts are about to happen, and we're gonna have the luckiest day of the year. Jupiter will join the sun. For every one of us, some powerful new creative inspirational opportunity will appear that will make us feel more alive. We'll talk through all of that. And Mercury goes retrograde, but who cares? But the eclipses and Jupiter and the sun. But before I start, I just want to let you know that this is my birthday month, and I only do once a year discount of almost 50% of all of my courses. Only my courses. It's not going to repeat again this year. I'm doing it just for my birthday month for 2-3 weeks. So if you'd like to learn any of my courses, I have foundational, short, long. I will put a link below to all my courses, so you can this is the last time I'm doing it this year, and possibly for years ahead, because I'm gonna do a very different way. We're gonna do a subscription from then on, so it's, so we'll see. So thank you so much. Let's begin the April 2023 Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, April 2023. Taurus, the month starts with Saturn being born in Pisces. It entered Pisces last month, but it was invisible. Now, for the first time in 30 years, you'll be able to see Pisces with your naked eye in the sign of Pisces, Saturn in the sign of Pisces. So it's being born. So new structures can be born in your 11th house, structures that actually will take maybe many years to complete, but will bring security to you, especially when it comes to earnings and gains, because the 11th house is very much connected to salary, earnings, gains, anything connected to such kind of profitability as well. So it's time now to start laying new foundations. Not on the 3rd exactly, but it might start already from March, the whole April, laying new foundations about your socio-economic goals. Not only learn, but new structures, building new foundations, new structures, and laying new habits there that in the long term can give you more profitability, more connectedness. Also maybe laying the foundations of some plan. That long-term goals is the 11th house. Long-term goals that can establish you socially, financially, and long-term goals connected to your dreams and wishes. And now Saturn being born there, you're going to lay the foundations to go towards your dreams and wishes in a structured, organized, legal way as well, by following the rules of society. And maybe putting down new routines where you work more hard or more consistently, or new plans where you work towards fulfilling your long-term goals and wishes. People that are especially in business, that can be very productive time that starts for them for the next 2-3 years. But now Saturn is being born, so it will lay the structures, and even some kind of a restricting yourself on other levels so you can focus on those themes. And the 11th house is also about friendships, so it might be your social life. So it might be time to lay new rules, or start laying new rules who you let into your life, what your expectations from others are, and others might lay new rules for you, what the expectations for you are. You might be having more professional expectations from those around you, more. You might be having expectations of more distance towards others, so they don't waste your time, but only letting in people that are useful for you. And maybe you might put new rules on social media, on who you connect with, the people that are in your life, not just personally, but 11 houses, on any kind of networks. So you might put new rules there. All right, but let's focus on the other big event now. It's going to be full moon in Libra, after that on the 6th. So that will be Taurus in your 6th house. So around the 6th and the next 7 days, around that time, so in April, they can be also focused on your work. They can be completion of some work project. They can be seeing the results of certain work that you've been doing as well. Or they can be even the endings. The full moon is an ending of certain phase of your work, or a certain aspect of your work that is ending and it's completing, and you're seeing the results now. And there is also the sixth house is considered the house of health and illness in particular. And this full moon is opposite Chiron exactly. So there is this element of healing for some of you. Chiron is the wounded healer, a wound that has existed, a wound that has hurt you. It might be a physical, actual wound, or emotional, psychological, because the sixth house and the 12th house, which participate, is the physical and mental health of someone. Where this full moon is happening, with Chiron participating there, and being a full moon about resolutions and being very close to Jupiter within 7-8 degrees, I feel like that there can be some powerful resolution for you of a health problem to some of you, not all Pisces, but definitely for some of you, some powerful resolution to a mental health issue, an addiction even of some sort because of the 12th house involved, or something on the physical level as well. Let's see. Then on the 11th, Jupiter and the Sun are meeting in your 12th house. The two gas giants, the biggest planets in our solar system, meeting in your 12th house. Well, it doesn't affect you directly, but it can be, and this is very lucky, positive. They're calling it the luckiest day of the year when Jupiter and the Sun meet. But it's happening in your 12th house, which is kind of like a hidden house. So that can be a great time if you go on holiday this month. It's not just on the 11th. They're close together almost the whole month. Go on a holiday to a faraway country, or do some spiritual research. Or some of you, there might be some spiritual illumination of their subconscious. The Sun brings lights. Jupiter brings knowledge to hidden matters, to secrets. You can find out something that absolves you and releases you from certain addictive pattern, or from certain painful psychological pattern, or from certain slavery bondage kind of situation, being a slave mentally or psychologically or emotionally to something. You can have sudden realization that releases you from such kind of a bondage. Sometimes it's actual physical liberation from something as well, being freed from something, from a situation, from a limiting, from prison for some of you even, impossibility. But usually it's more on the psychological level, like bringing light into your subconscious, into your hidden recesses where the hidden secrets and hidden compulsions lie from past lifetimes. Some of you might even have spiritual experiences, otherworldly or intuitive downloads, or kind of seeing things that are not usually accessible, or just receiving incredible signs and messages from the invisible world, or maybe having a reading with an astrologer or psychic that is very intuitive this month, or just having big spiritual, kind of like spending more time alone, where your soul is being healed, where you're nurturing and illuminating the subconscious, the soul. All right, so another important thing that is happening is that after that there is an eclipse on the 20th in your 12th house again, but it's very close to Taurus. So I believe that actually for many Tauruses it will feel like being in their first house, in their sign. Especially who will feel this eclipse on the 20th of April. It will be the first 5 degrees Tauruses. If you're born from 0 to 5 degrees Taurus, so if you're born from the 20th of April till 25th of April, this eclipse is happening right on your sun, moon, or ascendant. It can indicate powerful new beginnings in your life, because it's an eclipse with the south node. Sorry, with the north node. The north node is about new beginnings. So is a lunar eclipse, total solar eclipse, sorry. And it's about something entering your life, something new over the next 12 months. So it might not be immediate, but now you would see the signs and the direction. It might be a new important male figure. It might be a new important job if it's your sun sign around there, or the career, direction in your career, a new path in your life. whether it's your ascendant, a new direction for your life overall. If it's your moon, it can be a powerful new beginnings in your personal life. Like when there was solar eclipses on my moon for a couple of years, the first time it happened, I found out I was pregnant. The second time it happened, I found out I was pregnant and bought a house. So such kind of on personal life, if it's your moon in Taurus, but it can be on any levels depending on your horoscope. So something big is happening this year. That can shake you a little bit, that can shift you if you're the early born Tauruses. While for the later born Tauruses, this eclipse will feel like being in the 12th house. So again, it's about speeding up processes of releasing something from the past that is no longer needed. Also, there can be some gains from abroad or in foreign places, so spiritual gains, or even opening like gates to invisible worlds and to downloads and inspirations if you're an artistic person. And also some psychological healing. We're seeing here this theme again of psychological healing that is happening. Okay, and then the biggest other event that you'll probably feel is that Mars is going to turn retrograde in your sign around 15 degrees. So especially Tauruses that are from 5 to 15 degrees, Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising, they'll feel this Mercury retrograde very powerfully. Starting probably, it turns retrograde on the 21st of April, but you'll start feeling it a week before. And it will continue till May. So the whole April almost and the whole May is very powerful for Taurus with Mercury being retrograde there. So they have, especially those degrees that I said, they're going to be called to do some mercurial work. And during the retrograde, maybe they'll be required to use a lot more of their mind, intellectual skills, planning, any kind of skills that you have, communication, writing, speaking projects, any business as well is connected to Mercury. So that anyone who is in business or in careers that require communication, writing, using your mind, your skills, or if you're taking exams, this is a very important month, so is May. And during the retrograde period, you might be required to re-examine something. Is it a project you're working on that you take, you have to edit, fix, take a different approach to a different plan. It can be a bit stressful because you need to replan, you need to reconsider something. It might be reconsidering certain associations with people, certain communications with people, certain people that you work with, or certain people that are friends of yours that you're considering, do I want them to be anymore? Something that comes to your attention that wasn't known till then, that you become clear about, and this information that appears makes you reconsider certain relationships. They can be important conversations that are happening in your life right now, and renegotiations of something, renegotiations, the terms of conditions, or of contract or agreements, or it can be as well some important things from the past that were not said that come to the surface now to be said. And sometimes it can just be that you're working extra hard on certain project and you need to use your mind and focus, and when a planet is retrograde you need to use 3 times more efforts and concentration. And Mercury is anything, communication, writing, speaking, project work, but the results after that, when Mercury turns direct in May, will be 3 times more lasting and powerful. So you just can be this, Mercury is much closer to the Earth when it's retrograde, so those mercurial flow of information, change of plans, changeability around you is very strong in that period, and the needing to use your mind, to organize, to plan, to prepare different plans and so on. And of course, trips and details and passwords and information, just be careful not to misplace such. But if there was something wrong that you've done, maybe you misplaced document, or maybe you've there was weak security on certain websites or passwords or whatever, for your Mercury retrograde will show you that weakness. So there can be some disruptions with anything connected with your social media, with your password and documents and papers and administrative tasks, only so you can do them better. So that's it. And by the way, Mars is already in your third house, will be there the whole April, very much increased speed of information, more communications, more interactions with others, more competitive spirit when Mars enters the third house, but also possibility to have some kind of a bit of more fight with close people, with those around you in communications, in social media, to be a bit more reckless and emotional because it's in Cancer when you're communicating with such people. Just be more aware of that during this time, or also if you're going on short trips or traveling, because Mars is in your third house of travels. Mercury goes retrograde after the 20th. You might have to be a bit more cautious overall. So thank you so much, and hope you enjoy this month and make the most of it.